transportation strategies.
Can you measure trees? Because part of that data that you're referring to, and it's in EJ, it's environmental justice, but you can also track by race. There are averages in terms of the number of trees in the neighborhood where people live.
All right. That was Vice President Kamala Harris asking NASA to use those satellites to track trees by race in various neighborhoods to fight for, quote, environmental justice. Many online now blasting Harris, though, and giving rise to the hashtag Black Trees Matter.
Yeah, so that was a few days ago. But now the U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg making headlines of his own after his appearance at the White House press briefing yesterday, announcing that part of the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill will be used to redesign some of the roadways, highways, and beltways that were built before the 1960s.
So Buttigieg said that he's surprised that people are surprised at his comments that bridges, roads, and tunnels were once built with the intent to segregate communities. Here's that.
I'm still surprised that some people were surprised when I pointed to the fact that if a highway was built for the purpose of dividing a white and a black neighborhood, or if an underpass was constructed such that a bus carrying mostly black and Puerto Rican kids to a beach, or it would have been, in New York was designed too low for it to pass by, that obviously reflects racism that went into those design choices.
Well, lawmakers reacted on social media, including Senator Ted Cruz. He shared this tweet saying, quote, "The roads are racist. We must get rid of roads," end quote.
Yeah, that's something that Pete Buttigieg pointed out. And there are a couple of ways to look at this. One, former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, which was widely known because when he entered the presidential race as a candidate at one point, his city got looked at. You know what his big issue was?
Was it the potholes?
That's right. Yeah. Infrastructure. Big issues there. So it's interesting to hear now he's an expert on this. Number two, he represents the White House. The White House needs a win at this point. Recent polling shows, as we showed you, the 38% approval rating there for Joe Biden, according to USA Today, right? But there's another poll out there that talks about this White House is not focused enough on the issues at hand. I'm going to go on a limb and say that speech out of the White House is falling on deaf ears. It's not connecting with the American people. The American people want this. Lower gas prices. Democrats have reached out to the president saying, do something about gas prices. Trees, roadways are racist. That's not where you are right now.
Right. And I think that's the number one thing, because the supply chain issue that we're seeing, these price increases that we're seeing, the labor shortages as well, that affects everyone of all races who are living in America right now. You see that. You've got concerns that your Thanksgiving meal is going to cost you the most it ever has. You're worried about whether Christmas presents are going to make it in on time. So is that priority number one? And keep in mind, too, if you want to redo all of these roads with racial undertones or those that had been constructed at a time of segregation here, do you know how long it takes to fix roadways?
Right. We do know. We see those orange cones. I mean,
that's going to impact your communities even more so.
Yeah, I think, you know, you can look at it from a positive lens. You have an ambition that you want to fix some things, right some wrongs in the past, but again, get back to the focus here. The American people can barely afford to pay for things. The Energy Secretary recently just saying it's going to cost more to heat your home this winter than it ever has. That's not okay. That's your everyday American.
Right.
They can't afford to pay that. So in this time, this messaging right now is not what every American wants to hear right now. It's okay if that's what you want to eventually go down, but make a focus helping the American people. Get the prices down.
And we're not just saying this, the approval rating really does back that up. Again, the 38% polling there, and then the fact that more than 70% of Americans believe this country's on the wrong track because of who's at the top.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.